Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to save data. So, for example, you want to let's say you're playing an obby or something like that, or you have like a car game or a simulator or something like that. Whatever game you have, I will show you how to basically save data and stuff like that. Yeah, so let's get into it. So in server script service, you want to insert a script. You can call this data store, and you want to create two functions, a function called load data and another one called save data. What you also want to do is add the player parameters inside the arguments for the both of the functions, and you want to create a table here at the beginning, which is called data, and it's going to have all the datas of every single player in the game. We can also get a we're going to want to check when the players are added. So once you have this function here, you can just call the load data function with the player, and then you can duplicate this and paste it here, and then player removed, because we're gonna save the data once they leave. What you can also do is, let's say their computer crashes, their internet goes off, or Roblox just shut down all the games for some reason and their data is lost. Well, because it doesn't actually call this function here, well, you can call the game bind close, and you can call it to a function, and we're gonna loop through every single player. So for num player in pairs game get service players get players, and we're just gonna do a task.spawn function, and then we're going to save the data for every single player. The task.spawn function basically it doesn't wait until this function is finished to save the data of the other player in case there's an error or something like that. In the load data, you can have these three variables. So success, data found, and the attempts is equal to false, nil, 0. Create a repeat until loop, and then we're gonna just wait until the success it got the data, or the attempts, like it waited too many times. Over here, you wanna make the success and the data found equal to a pcall function, and the pcall is a protected call function. So if there's any errors here, it won't break the whole script, because data sometimes gives errors. At the beginning here, you can call a DS, and that's gonna be a data store service, DSS, and at the end, local the DS is equal to the game DSS get data store, and then there's gonna be just like the player data store. You can call this whatever you want. And here you're just gonna want to return the DS get async, and it's gonna be the player.user ID. What this is doing is it's passing through this information. So the data found is going to equal to this, and it's basically getting the data from its user ID, which is the key. At the end here, what we can do is check if it was successful. If it's not, we want to actually kick the player from the game, because we're gonna just say there was an error loading the data and stuff like that. Error while loading data, like that. If there is success, you're gonna want to check if data found, or actually if not data found. Then what we're gonna do is gonna make the data found equal to a table. Um, and in this table, you can have different information. I can pass through the stage. So the stage is we're gonna start at stage 1, and let's say let's pass in the deaths, and we start with 0 deaths, and let's say we have yeah. You can have this information for now. You can add tables like you can have tables that say players killed or like whatever. You can have strings. You can have like almost everything. You can have enum values like enum.material or enum.camera type or whatever. You can also have keyframe values and vector3 values and vector, yeah, you can have all of those stuff. Now we're gonna want to make these data table have our data in it. So the data square brackets the player.userid, and it's gonna equal to the data found. Now what we're gonna want to do here for the save data, we want to save the player's data and not just have it reset every single time. So you can copy this load data function, all of the code that's inside, you can copy it and paste it. We're just gonna change a few things. So instead of data found, it's gonna be ERR, ERR, and you can delete all that. And instead of returning it, uh, you're not gonna return it, and you're gonna make it set async instead of get it. And if we're just like leave it like this, it will work, but we will just be saving the data to nil every single time. So you want to save it to something, which is going to be the data, the player.userid, because we're already setting it here, and we can save it when we're finished. And at the end here, you can just set the data, player.userid. It's going to equal to nil. You can actually put it over here, and you don't have to kick them from the game because they're already leaving and stuff. You can delete that. Just before we do anything, make sure you go into the game settings, you go to security, and you enable API Studio access to API services. This just allows it to get access to game services such as data stores, as it says right here. If you're not seeing this, then it's probably going to ask you to save your game first. Save your game first, and then you can enable this. Now let's add stuff so we can actually see the data. So what we can do is we can create a leader stats. So I've got my stage value in a leader stats folder. To make the changes show, we can make the value of the stage equal to the data and the player.userid dot stage, like that. And I won't be like making each stage give you +1, just because we'll be doing that in another video. I'm just gonna make it a while loop. So while task.wait 2, the stage dot value is gonna plus equal to 1. And over here, when we're saving the data, make sure you're making the data the like load. So make sure the stage is equal to the player dot leader stats dot stage dot value. You'll see our stage is going up every 2 seconds. And let's say we leave the game right now at like 10. and we play the game, oh look, we started at where we left off. If we leave the game now, and we play the game, look, we started where we left off. So that's how you do basically basic data saving, and the part 2 will be showing you how to make the stages give you a +1 stage, and make you spawn at the correct stage that you were at. So I hope you liked this video, this short tutorial, and I'll see you at the part 2. Goodbye!